welcome to episode 51 of the Family Based Pod. My name's Jake.
I'm Seymour.
And I'm Uncle Jim.
Wow, these are some interesting names. Dallas had been. Why Seymour, Dallas? Tell me. Seymour Butts?
It's my last name. Don't wear it out.
Dude, what the fuck was that? What did that mean? When people used to say that, that's my name, don't wear it out. What does that mean?
Just stop saying it. Because if you say it, it's going to go away.
It's going to lose its meaning. My name's going to lose its meaning. Your name doesn't mean shit, weirdo. And Uncle Jim is because we have 4 Uncle Jims. Or I do.
There's so many Latino Jims in this family.
There's a lot of Jims.
Yeah, and white.
Yeah, Jimmy Lippo, Uncle Jim.
Yeah.
2 Jimmy.
Yeah, sure.
Gang.
All right. So for the episodes in this baseball offseason, very quickly, or maybe we'll actually spend time talking about free agency or trades or whatever. Right now, if anyone cares, there's really nothing happening in baseball free agency. I mean, the biggest news I get on my phone is apparently Aaron Judge just landed in San Francisco and is going to meet with the Giants this week. The fact I'm getting notifications that people are flying places, that tells you how little is happening in baseball. So, if anyone cares, there's not much happening. I know baseball podcasts are just talking they're just spending time talking about, they're predicting things that will never happen or whatever. So let them do that. We'll do our own thing on that. So that's it for baseball. Not much else.
Did you want to talk about, in regards to baseball, the Hall of Fame dropped their first year eligible ballots? Did you want me to run through those names real quick? Because I have it on my phone real quick.
Yeah, I want to hear the list of the first year eligible. I know a couple, but they're just the first year.
These are first year eligible, and then you tell me, look, I mean, realistically, none of these guys are going to get in first year, but you tell me who you think has the best chance, okay? So of the first year eligible, we're looking at, in alphabetical order, Bronson Arroyo.
No.
Dal, any input? You a big Bronson guy? I know you used to have his rookie card.
My guy.
Yeah, I know he was. Carlos Beltran. I think before the Astros thing, he definitely had the best chance. Definitely had the best chance of first ballot.
Yeah, I think he'll make it after 3 or 4 years.
Okay, so we agree that he gets in at some point, though.
Yeah.
Matt Cain and R.A. Dickey are the next 2. I think we could both say no on them. Jacoby Ellsbury. No. Andre Ethier, J.J. Hardy.
No.
Hey, John Lackey, that mouth breather. He never once breathed through his nose. He's out there on the mound.
No, it was the bottom teeth. It was
a bulldog, yeah, like a little bulldog.
He won a lot of World Series, but I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm also going to say no. Mike Napoli, Cubs first base coach, up for the Hall of Fame. And Johnny Peralta. I'll never forgive him for spelling his name so ass backwards. Johonny. You're going to be Johnny. It's be Johonny. It looks like Johonny.
Johonny, right.
Johonny, yeah. All right, and then real quick, we have K-Rod, who super cool closer. Probably a relative of mine. So he's there. Houston Street, Jason Worth, and Jared Weaver round out the first ballot. The first year eligibles.
I don't mean to be mean about it, but I think
this is the year Billy Wagner gets in.
It's a rough.
If anybody's going to get in, it's going to be him, and I think there's a good chance we don't have any Hall of Famers this year.
Scott Rowland.
Oh, he's another good one. People were suggesting Helton too, maybe. I still think they're going to look at his Colorado, or his numbers in being in Colorado and hold that against him. But I think it's unfair because everybody had to play in Colorado how many teammates did he have that didn't put up those same numbers that he did? You know what I mean? So it's kind of ass to hold him on that. But other guys, Jeff Kent, Mark Burley, and then Manny and A-Rod are the other two big ones. And then Sheffield and Jimmy Rollins, Andy Pettit, Omar Vizquel. I mean, there's a lot of big names. But who gets in is obviously the tough part. But
Well, we'll definitely spend time. I'm going to say probably right before they announce it, like predictions and whatnot. So
Definitely.
we won't get into predictions and having that. We did that last year, and that was fun.
Mhm.
David Ortiz was the one who made it. So we'll do that again. Probably early mid-January. So, but those first year names, no one sticks out. That's sad. So, still writing in Dan.
Writing in Dan? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
The Danimal?
Yeah. Danimal.
All right, let me ask you a question. I gave you guys 0 time to prepare for this, so it'll be fun. If you were to elect somebody into the Isaac Walton Hall of Fame, so somebody outside of the 4 of us that was an all-star in your mind that played at Isaac Walton, who would it be? And the first one that came to mind, because I'll go first since
I can't think of the dude's
thought about
name. He's just really good. He's just
Will Bausch. Do you guys remember Will Bausch?
Yeah.
Absolutely clobbered a ball on North over the monster. I was like, that's the most majestic home run I've ever seen. And then runner-up, Jake, I know you'll remember this. So championship game at Isaac on Ormsby with the Rangers. Danny Sulik hits that home run in the at the top of the 6th or whatever to tie it up. Danny Sulik, shout out. What a monster bomb.
man.
I was on first base because I actually drew a walk one of the 3 times I was on base all year. And I and I was able to watch it as it flew over like left center field, and then he was like running at me, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta actually finish running around the bases here.
Yeah.
I can't just sit here at second base and watch him do that."
I don't remember a lot of people being super dominant, but Mark Ahern.
Goat, baby. Dallas is number 1 rival.
Hey, man, he's really good.
He was really good. He ended up playing college ball. Will Bausch played college ball too. So it looks like we picked guys that ended up doing pretty well for us.
It's not bad.
Dell, you a big Jim Mowat guy? How about that?
I like Jimmy, man. Jim's a good guy. He just hit me in the face with a baseball once. Not his.
But you had it coming.
Yeah. I could have.
You were talking shit.
I could have turned my back to the pitch. Instead, I tried ducking out the way, and it turns out he knew how to throw a breaking ball.
Heat-seeking curveball, as you called it, and it locked onto your chin.
I could have sworn it.
You are the reason that guys wear that connected helmet now.
Dude, I would.
Jim Mowat clobbered you in the face.
I would wear one of those. I think they're totally worth it. I dig it.
Do you think he ever thinks about it? Do you think he's ever sitting at home like, man, do you guys remember that time I hit Dallas Gonzalez in the face with that pitch? It's hilarious.
I doubt many, if any, people from back in the day think about me.
I don't know if that's true. You had plenty of friends. If you guys remember Dallas, write down in the comments how cool he used to be. Huh?
He had plenty of people knew him.
You had Debler and the other guys.
Yeah, all of those people. Nathan Weglar's
good win,
good, man.
Yeah, Nathan Weglar, good shot. Yeah, he gave me a concussion once.
How? Fond memories.
We were playing football at Isaac,
yeah,
and I was tackling him. He was the ball carrier. I was tackling him, so I wrapped him up, bringing him down, and he kind of just like headlocks my head. Then he DDTs me like straight down into the ground. When I got up, I was completely blind, like nothing in my left eye at all. Everything in my right eye was like neon green, right? So I was fucked up, and it was the only time that Dan.
A concussion, bro.
I don't know what it was, but it's the only time Dan wouldn't let me play anymore. He was like, "You can't play because you can't see.
Can't.
And that was the only time that he actually gave a shit about my health or well-being when we would play.
Shout out Danimal.
Gang, gang.
I mean,
I actually just
that
talked in the other
sounds that it sounds like a brain injury.
Yeah, you know.
I mean,
Things happen,
concussions are brain injuries, but that's not, anyway. I had a concussion.
It would explain a lot. It would explain a lot.
Jake had a concussion. I remember that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
flag football.
I was playing flag football, and it was a big deal. Okay. I don't remember, like, I don't know, 6-7 hours, like, of my life.
Yeah, I legit
I remember,
like a Alzheimer's patient.
Yeah, it was nuts. But yeah, I was playing flag football, and apparently, I don't know. Apparently, I got flipped when I was going up for a catch, and I got flipped and landed on my head. The thing I was pissed about was that I dropped the ball. So
I'd be pissed about it too, though.
I had my priorities straight.
Good man.
What's a brain injury, right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember waking up, eating cereal, and then I woke up in the ER. As that.
I was like, damn, that's some good cereal, bro. Put me on my ass. Yeah. Lucky Charms were hitting this morning. Sin, what'd you put in it?
Right.
I mean, they were lucky of some sort. So anyway, I mean, not just going back to it. Little League sports, like when you're a kid, all right. So I know you guys. We know Dave. Dave's been on the show before, but is Little League like sports still like as big of a thing like when we were kids?
I don't think so. I spend probably a weekend down at Isaac every summer because he's got the kids, right? It was Maya, and then it was Evan, and now Addison just started T-ball this past year, right? So they have another couple years at Isaac, and participation is way down. So a lot of the kids' parents, I don't know if you remember, but there was like this mass exodus when we were younger where people just started flocking out to like Crown Point and leaving Illinois. And that was like the age group of the people that were like our parents.
Right.
Like, so those sets of kids all left. And then they weren't staying in Homewood to have that next generation of kids to continue Homewood baseball. And then you had a bunch of implants, so people who would move into the suburbs. And Homewood baseball just kind of took like a bit of a dip where like Flossmoor baseball, I guess, isn't really a thing either. They like loan out their teams. Like everything's kind of travel ball now. So like in-house isn't as hugely popular. Isaac Walton looks the exact same though. They have, all three fields are still the same. They put the new lights in about a decade ago or now or however long it's been. But it's still cool to be down there. Like I was there at opening day this year. And the kids are all super excited. And I did the parade. I walked the parade with Dave. And so the kids are still super pumped. And that's really cool. But, it didn't have that same feel like when we were kids. But again, to me, it was Game 7 of the World Series.
Because
every night game at I was going to say at Wrigley, at Isaac Walton felt like a night game, like under the lights at Wrigley Field. It was just the coolest goddamn thing in the world.
Sure.
It's true.
Especially when you had like science homework due. You had a spelling bee the next test or next day or something. You know what I mean? Like you had shit to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is unfortunately not the same as it used to be, but I'm gonna have a daughter, so I'm gonna see if she's into playing sports. Then if she wants to play softball, we can play some softball.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say my daughter is not gonna be playing mini sports.
Did she never have like an inclination to play sports, or was it because you couldn't like do them with her? I guess that she didn't have the draw to it.
I guess it's a lot of things, but also like when she would have started my daughter, for anyone who's listening who doesn't know me, spoil. My daughter is 7 now. So, but when she would have been 5 years old, that was when the pandemic started.
That's
So
right.
before, so maybe beforehand, we could have put her in some sports to see if she liked it, like soccer or something. But no, I mean she also just likes musicals and singing and dancing, and she's into this sounds weird to say for a 7-year-old, but she's into fashion of some kind or so I don't think she would have ever, but
Inspire
yeah, it was
Big
just
Teddy Bear.
kind of bad time.
Show her some wrestling moves. See if she's into it.
I don't think I can do many. I think I might get
Talk her
hurt.
through it. Don't be a puss.
Yeah,
Show
I'm
her
just gonna say
YouTube
this.
videos.
I'm gonna say this because we all three of us used to be wrestling fans growing up, and only one of the three of us is wrestling fans currently.
Yeah, I guess
The women
I just lost the spine.
Yeah, and the women, right, used to be such ridiculous things when we were growing up,
Wow.
like the most obscene, lewd, disgusting
That is
things.
horrible.
That's so
And now,
You called women things. Okay.
well, you know what I'm saying. But now
I'm just saying.
they're headlining the shows. Like they're some of the most athletic and incredible matches on the card each night, and it's so cool getting watching them do it. So now it would be weird having a daughter and being like, okay, go watch something from 1998 and tell me about all these amazing female characters. Versus now, where I can say, hey, look at these beautiful, strong women who are just as attractive as the young ladies back then, but who are now being able to showcase the athletic
prowess,
the athletic side of it. Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty cool to see. But yeah, so I know Dallas was half joking, but it actually isn't a terrible thing if your daughter did want to get into something like that nowadays compared to 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess in my scenario, if you look around the house, there's not many areas for the house where I'd be like, yeah, jump off the couch.
Throw a couple mattresses down on the floor here.
Yeah, that's all you need.
And
have a trundle bed.
Yeah, the trundle.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
AKA my bed. Most of the time.
Yes.
I mean, yes, I don't know if you did this, but I certainly did. When we lived, when we were on Homewood, we lived in what we called the Red House. And in the Red House, there was a fireplace with exposed brick. And I would jump off the couch and do wrestling moves near exposed brick.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say into the exposed brick. I mean, you are a psychopath. What are you doing?
A couple times I did hit.
Did you somehow blame Dallas for those? He ran in here and threw me off the couch.
Crying about
Unbelievable. Unbelievable you let this happen,
I was
Sin.
at someone else's house, but still fucking...
Forrest Gumping his way through Homewood to come over just to push Jake off the couch.
Can you imagine Fat Dallas running anywhere back then? No.
Just hauling absolute ass.
You guys ever run away from home back in the day? I did for 2 hours.
Of course.
Yeah.
2 hours, dude. That's long.
Maybe 3. I brought some granola chewies with me. As soon as my fat ass ran out, I started walking back. I said it's too late.
It's bullshit.
It's too late.
Some bullshit. It's dark. There's coyotes out here, man. Fuck.
Better
Raccoon's going to eat my shit.
Take my ass back.
I definitely tried running away. I know Viviana at one point tried running away. That's always funny, when, because I'm older than her, so I see her little stupid ass getting her Barbie suitcase. She's 7, getting her little Barbie suitcase with throwing not a pair of chonies in there, but throwing a dress and one sock and a doll, and being like, I got
nothing really important.
I got everything I need right here. Yeah. In case she needs to do the mandible claw on anybody, she's prepared.
That's right.
But I was like, and then you're looking at her like, what are you doing? Dude, this one time, so I'm going to, this is kind of funny. Yaya was staying with us, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're hanging out, and everyone goes to bed, and Dan was in his teenage years, as rebellious Dan as Dan could get, right? So he sneaks out one night at night, and Dan and I were sharing a bedroom. If you guys remember the house on Linden, it was like in the addition, like at the back, that back portion of the house.
Right.
So real easy for him to come in and out of the house.
Yeah, you guys had your own door that led straight
outside.
Yeah.
Straight outside. Yeah, so pretty easy to sneak out. So anyways, he sneaks out, and I don't remember if I told Viviana or Viviana saw him, but whatever, Viviana then tells Yaya, of course. Because Viviana was like, Dan's running away. Snitch. Something terrible is going to happen to him, right? The absolute snitch of all snitches was Viviana back in the day. You couldn't fart without her telling somebody. Like, that shit was wild. But, so she rats out Dan, and then Dan gets in trouble. And it was just one of those things, like, of Viviana being prime Viviana, and then Yaya having to actually lay down the law and be like, yo, bro, can't be sneaking out and shit. Like, she was never a disciplinarian. She was always like, oh, you guys want anything? Here, take it. But,
yeah. Young kids want fireworks and beer? Here you go.
You guys want to come spend the summer uncontrolled, unparented at 16 and blow shit up and drink and do whatever the hell else you want? That's the way. But yeah, no, dude, we had a lot of fun, man. That's awesome. Yeah. I don't know how the hell we got on that, but
Dan sneaking out doing some Dan shit.
Yeah, like, and that was like his most rebellious as he gets.
What did he do when he snuck out?
Right.
He went to go visit a girl. I can name drop her. I know who it is. I can tell you guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys will remember. I know Dallas will probably remember. I don't know if you'll remember, Jake. But
probably not.
Like, she's like married. She has kids now. He's married. He has kids. You know, it's so funny to see, you know, the stupid shit we used to do, and then these people are now parents.
Yeah, that's wild. Speaking of someone that used to do dumb shit that's going to be...
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, I know. Dude, I'm just thinking about it. I was talking to... So Viviana had a birthday party over the summer for her and Drew. Her and her boyfriend are a couple days apart on birthdays. And they had like a joint wrestling-themed birthday party. And Big Red, who Viv's longtime friend Sarah, came to the party. And I'm sitting there, and at one point her and I were just kind of talking, and I was looking through a screen door. Like, and Drew had wrestling on. So I was watching wrestling through the screen door, but I'm talking to Sarah. And her and I had this really awkward moment when I was younger and she was younger, where we were at Nora's house. And I did what some people call the brain to the group at large, not to her specifically. And
explain to those that are listening.
Yeah, why don't you explain
they might
that?
Not know what that is.
So, do you know what the Batwing is?
If any kids are out there, please
we're trying
tell
to
your parents. Anyway, so warning.
So,
Ben, go
anyways,
ahead.
I did the brain, and she was traumatized. She started crying. It was a whole thing.
And you show your balls to someone.
Yeah. And so it ended up being like a funny story that, you know, was part of our group for a while. And then it just became one of those things. And now I was talking to her and I was like, you know, I'm going to be a dad. And this is a wild turnaround, because it doesn't feel that long ago that I was doing that. It probably wasn't as long as it should have been, which is the worst part. So, we like to have fun.
We're a group that likes to have fun. You know, we cut loose. Yeah. We cut loose at the office.
Yeah, we're still good friends. We tried real hard. We're still good friends.
Wait, so this person you said you were talking to, is there also a story with her about peeing?
Yeah,
while
she pissed
you're
in my
sleeping?
Shoe. Yeah, she pissed in Dave's shoe. Yeah,
so we were at it's the same person.
Yeah, we were at a Halloween party, and Dort and Ladner were there, oddly enough. But so this is, 15 years ago now, probably not that long, but it was a while ago. And we're at this Halloween party, and we're all hanging out and drinking. And Sarah had to go home, and I think I had to go home because it was the weekend, and I probably had to open at the club the next day. So it's a 6 a.m. Start time. So we were. I'm laying in bed, and if you guys remember my house on 175th, like my room was to the right, and then Viviana's room was down the hall. So Big Red was in Viviana's room, And if you left Viviana's room, you went right immediately in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Safe haven. No
She
problem.
went left.
If you go left, you go down the hall. It's like 15 feet to my room. And then it's remove your underwear and squat over Dave's tennis shoe and then piss in Dave's tennis shoe.
Oh, man.
In the bedroom. And I'm laying there and I hear her, like, I hear what sounds like running water. And I'm like, that there shouldn't be running water because I'm in the bedroom. Not yet.
No.
And I look up and I'm like, Sarah, you gotta get the fuck, you're pissing in the shoe. And I'm like, I'm trying to get her to wake up and realize what the hell's going on. And I'm trying, it was a disaster.
A hot mess by the sounds.
And I can tell you this, I was underage. So she was definitely underage. So don't drink as a youth. You know, you do dumb stuff like pee in shoes.
Pee in shoes, yeah, sinks, everything.
Yeah. A lot of fun stuff.
Dallas, no, let's not breeze past that. Dallas was a regular offender by peeing in the sink.
Regular offender. Guilty as charged.
You pee in the sink, though? You're a sink peer?
Guilty as charged.
With the stories.
It's so weird to have to explain that.
I mean...
So, okay, let me tell you this. I don't agree. I'm with Dallas on this.
What is happening?
There's no need to flush. You're just wasting water. Yeah. You just run a little bit after you piss in the sink. It washes it down, fam. You're done. It's not like you're pinching loaves off in the sink. That's different.
Not smushing.
But you're also a guy. You could just kind of stand there and let it happen. You don't got to be like a girl pissing in a sink. Wildly unacceptable because there has to be like parkour involved.
You have to get up
to make that happen. She has to stand on shit. She has to use the light as like hang it. Yeah, dude, it's a lot. But a guy, anatomy, we're built different. We can just whip it out anywhere, everywhere, and it's totally acceptable. But the time a woman pees in public, I'm like, what is happening? What is this murder scene? I don't know why it bothers me so much. But it's so different.
Good for them. If they can pee on a city wall, good for them. I'm proud of them.
I listen to this water hose, and then they just let the power.
Any woman that has that type of control, aim, and discipline, I salute. Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Give them a service medal. Give them a key to the city. Whatever. Dude. Let her power wash the old graffiti off the side.
You know what? It is a fact.
And put her to use.
I frequently urinated in sinks. I think the most notable one, there are two that jump to mind. One of which was at the house on Cowing / Willow. That narrows that one down for anybody that's interested in a geographical reference and homework. So it was just one. I was home from Illinois State.
Roll birds.
Roll birds. Went out with I don't know. I went somewhere. I got back home and apparently I didn't. So kind of like Sarah. So if I walked out of my bedroom, I have to go immediately right, and there's the bathroom. But instead, I went directly left, completely opposite. Walked further to go to the kitchen sink. Got on my tiptoes, and apparently started peeing and knocked some dishes over. And no one other than
your dad. Please let it be your dad.
The rattling of dishes. And you know what? Like, I gotta tip the hat to Dad on this one. Instead of going fucking nuts at 2-3 in the morning, he just looks at me and my bare ass, I'm sure, just shakes his head.
Pasty white ass.
Yeah, my pale moon, and just fucking turns around and goes back to his bedroom.
He's like, I can't deal with this right now. He's like, I'm gonna put his head through a fucking wall. I'm just gonna go back to bed.
Fix the fucking wall.
I couldn't remember what room you were talking about. You were talking about the downstairs room, right? Like the main floor. Yeah. I was like, if you were upstairs, it would have been a nightmare.
I probably
you take one, you go one step to the right, you're down the stairs. If you miss that bathroom, you're done.
Missed the bathroom, went down the stairs, and then
that was a fun house.
Yeah, we had a lot of good times there. No, not as many as one.
I think that was also like the biggest house we ever had to really like fuck around in.
Yeah.
Because all the other houses were like ranch, relatively small, simple layouts that we kind of lived in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I feel like the coolest part, I don't think we utilized as much as we should, was we had a glass backboard basketball hoop with a chain net.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah.
I mean, how many kids have that? And we weren't like living it up in some like big house. So that was cool. I don't think we used that too much, but
maybe because the driveway
I thought that
wasn't exactly the best driveway to hoop on.
Well, it was,
but it was fun.
Well, it was. They still had an area where you could play.
Dude, I remember always wanting a basketball hoop growing up, but my family moved so much that a portable one would have been a nightmare to have to lug around.
Yeah.
Every year, basically. And then we never had an in-ground one like you guys did. And then by the time you guys had it, I knew I wasn't good at basketball. So I wasn't going to spend a lot of time outside sucking at basketball. But I do love basketball. As you guys know, it is one of my favorite sports. So big fan.
Ben, if you're, I know you're paying attention. How is basketball looking right now? I'm not just the Bulls, but you can talk about that. But what's going on in basketball right now? I have no idea.
Kyrie comes back on Sunday, or he came back on Sunday yesterday. Unfortunately, the biggest. I didn't check his stat line, but I know that he's just the most controversial person in basketball right now.
Why?
He tweeted out. Do you really not know? Oh, he tweeted out a link to an Amazon, a book and movie that's on Amazon that like heavily promotes anti-Semitism and that kind of stuff. And so he's using his following of millions of people on Instagram and Twitter to promote anti-Semitism. And then when confronted about it and asked about it, he became combative and never really apologized and never really seemed, remorseful for it or anything. So then the Nets and the NBA stepped in and were just like, you're going to sit the fuck down and not play for a while. And the NBA came out with like the 6-step thing. Like you have to donate money to charities. You have to come out and publicly say you're against the contents of this book and the contents of this movie. You have to do all of this stuff before you're allowed to come back and play. And he just came back on Sunday. Unfortunately, a lot of the NBA this year is surrounded in controversial stuff. The play on the court is great. The athletes are unlike anything we've ever seen. There's a guy coming into the league next year. He is 7'4".
Yeah,
and has handles like a point guard. And his body he's so freakishly long and tall. He's this French kid that like his body's either going to break apart and he's going to fly away in the wind like Chet Holmgren, or he's going to be like the next Giannis. And these people are taking these super athletes are taking basketball to such another level. It's so fun to watch. Like if you just want to watch freak athleticism in its primal, the NBA is absolutely what you want to watch, because these guys are just absolutely crushing it. Whereas like back in the days, we loved MJ and we loved the 90s basketball. Those games were like 85-82 at the end of the fourth fucking quarter.
Right.
These guys are going 150s, jacking up 43s a game, dunking it from the moon. It's incredible. It is literally the best basketball you could watch is happening right now.
Lack of understanding, or I couldn't compare the two eras really, but from when listening in passing about people talk about basketball, it would be my understanding that this is a shooter's game nowadays, and like it was a lot more physical and kind of difficult to get those shots off, or like is just offense much more heavily emphasized now, and defense is kind of taking a back burner. What's your take on that?
So it's a kind of a combination of both. You can't play the kind of defense you were playing in the 90s. Hand checking was taken away. Hand checking is like when a guy was dribbling, you could sit there and kind of like keep your hand on him, swat at him. Like you play much more aggressive defense. Now, basically, if you touch the ball carrier at any point, they're going to get you on a foul, right?
Yeah.
So in order to enhance offense, which people want offense, viewership is offense based. the rules kind of have shifted over time to make offense more important and defense harder. So it's harder to play good defense like you would have in those Jordan era, Piston era, crazy 90s, like I said, 80, 85 game teams. Also in the 90s, the three-pointer was a thing, but it was not utilized like it was now.
Okay.
There was nobody on God's green earth who was jacking up 10 three-pointers a game. You would have just been kicked out of the league. They would have been like, what the hell are you doing? Leave. Right? They didn't figure out that you could really stretch the floor like that and put out shooters and just let them like do what the Warriors do, which is just jack up three-pointers from all over the place and just say, statistically, when these go in, they're worth more than your 2 points, and we're going to outscore you. So that's just kind of the game shifted.
I mean,
in a lot of sense that
it's kind of like if you look back, like Larry Bird or Magic or Jordan, they could have shot threes, like, but it was kind
Larry
of
Bird was a great 3-point shooter. Yeah,
the culture was very much like kind of not anti shooting and all that, but it was like it just was not like thought about. And then when analytics and stats and numbers and I mean, let's face it, like nerds and that way that got involved, they started looking at what's more important and what's going to get us more wins. I mean, in some ways, it's kind of like baseball. It's kind of like football. It changes over time, and doesn't mean they're worse players or better. So again, like someone like, I think there are some players today that could have played in the physical like 90s, but not as many. But also, I do think the people in the 90s could have adapted their game to shoot more. Yeah,
some of them. Yeah, you know what's crazy is like, think in your head, Karl Malone. What do you picture? You picture this gigantic block down on the power forward spot, catching the ball, going off the glass. I mean, just dominating the low post, right?
Yeah.
He's literally the same size that LeBron James is. He's running around the court, tomahawk fucking dunking from the free throw line. Like, and those guys aren't that far off. Like, Malone's last year might have been 2002, and LeBron came in 2003, 2004. You know what I mean? Like, their times were not that close or not that far that this gigantic gap in athleticism really took place. So there is such an explosion in like Jake was saying, in the willingness to shoot threes, and then like the rule changes obviously had such an important factor. And guys are just so much more athletic now too. Like little white dudes from Big 12 schools from like St. John's aren't getting a chance to play point guard in the NBA when I can go find a kid who's hyper athletic in Australia who's dominating a men's league over there. And get him to come over, and then, you know, I have a two-way defender or like a ball handler and a perimeter defender. You know what I mean? Like there's so much more that goes into basketball, I think, now too than really did back in the day. But NBA's great.
So I'm just curious, but what's a controversial thing going on in basketball right now? Again, I'm not as attached. The World Cup's happening right now, so I'm not like owned in.
Did you? We'll get. I was going to ask you in a second. So, like, the big thing is a lot of it's centered around the Nets. So that was Kyrie. Kevin Durant had requested a trade in the offseason, although he had just signed a 4-year contract extension, and the Nets told him basically no, like fuck off.
Right. Yeah.
Like we're not gonna do that, and so he's unhappy. He's like, look at the starting lineup that you have around me, and you just expect me to win because I'm here, but you basically have nothing else. And like, so that, like, he was kind of getting mouthy about that. Not mouthy, that sounds unfair. He was being vocal about that, fairly, rightfully so. And then people were kind of jumping on his case. So like that, a lot of it around the Nets. The Warriors have been bad. Right, they won the championship last year. In the offseason, in practice, Draymond Green sucker punches his own teammate in the face. You know, Jordan Poole, the guy who got sucker punched, signs a massive contract extension, and Draymond Green doesn't. And now the Warriors are bad this year, so they're like, how much of this is team chemistry effect versus championship hangover versus just like Klay Thompson's older, Draymond Green's older, Steph Curry is having statistically the best year of his career. But what does it mean when he's dropping 50 points in a loss? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think the biggest, it's not a controversy, but I think the biggest storyline for me personally is just the growth of international players and how the top 5 guys might all be international players before we have an American. And that's probably the first time that's ever happened in one of our major sports, right? I mean, baseball maybe, but Mike Trout's 1 or 2, right? So, or 3, he's in there.
Yeah.
There's an American somewhere in there. Football is obviously almost all American still. But in the NBA, it's like Giannis, Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic. That's 3 right there. Kyrie, technically, he's from Australia. I'm not counting him, but there's so many guys that like are great in the NBA before you get an American born, and that's surprising, and it's kind of cool at the same time to see the true expansion and globalization of the sport in such a fun and healthy way for the overall product.
Yeah. Well, it's it's one of those sports where you only need 2 people to play. That's nice. That's awesome. So, people could.
You need a fucking milk crate, a bottomed out milk crate, and a post to stick it on, and a ball.
In that sense, it's like soccer. Like you can practice by yourself, or you could actually play with one other person or a small amount of people. Whereas in baseball, it's one-on-one. That ain't happening really.
We would try 2-on-2, no opposite field outs. We absolutely made ourselves pull hitters only. Well, we are not allowing ourselves to hit the ball to the opposite field because we're lazy and we don't want to run that far. So it's gonna be opposite field out, hit it to center field, or pull that shit. That's it.
That is it.
That's it. That's all you got. So real quick, because I know we want to talk about we're gonna do a draft. We're gonna do another draft.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna tell a quick basketball story. So Josh Nedden and I. Josh Nedden used to have an indoor or an in-ground hoop, right, in his house. So he and I would play basketball. And it was always the final 5 seconds of the shot clock, final 5 seconds of the game. And we were always all the Bulls players. So he was Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan. I was also Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan. A lot of fast and loose with the laws of the universe. But you would always be playing, and it would be Jacob shot 5, 4, 3. Oh, he bricks it. Oh, for some reason, the timekeeper adds 5 more seconds to the clock. 3, 2. Oh, he misses it. Oh, yeah, there's another 5 seconds inexplicably put on the shot clock. Oh, and the Bulls win. There's always that. I don't think we ever played like an actual game of basketball. It was always just make the buzzer beater at the second before the Bulls.
Apparently, the Bulls never lost. So
no, they won a lot.
They won a lot. Yeah, every time.
At least in Josh Nedden's driveway, they won a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all see the Hawks retired host's number. I thought that was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And USA draw. They
had a draw.
Yeah.
Had a draw.
Yeah, I was watching that game. I was watching the game, and then it just happens nowadays. I'm getting older. I will fall asleep in any sporting game if I'm alone. So I fell asleep for 10 minutes, and Wales scored. And they tied up the game. And USA Soccer, they look good. They are very young. They were actually exciting to watch. Good passing. Overall, just really good. Real fun. So if anyone's actually interested to watch a men's team actually kind of be okay, watch the World Cup. I think their next game is Friday, but they play England. So that probably will be a loss.
You said that England.
England.
London, England.
So they might lose against England. But it'll be fun. So, but yeah, World Cup.
Dude, tomorrow 9 a.m. City of Chicago might explode, Jake. So I hope you're somewhere safe.
Why is
Mexico
that?
versus Poland.
Oh
so you're gonna have the Mexican neighborhood and the Polish neighborhood, and they're right next to each other in Chicago. So like,
Bro,
if you live on Archer, just board up your windows now, tucker your shit down. It's gonna be, hopefully everyone is safe and fun and has a good time, but it's gonna be.
Well, I'll say this is that the Mexican population in Chicago is growing fast. But historically, Chicago, it's Polish, like western and northern suburbs and part of the city. But I mean, that'll be fun. I know that for sure. So yeah, I didn't know about that game, but yeah. So I think
it's at like 9 a.m. tomorrow. So if you're up, you'll definitely be up. But yeah,
I have a 7-year-old. I'll be up.
Yeah,
you'll learn. Ben's gonna learn. If you have a kid, you're up pretty early.
I get up around. Well, I try to. I say I get up and then I don't. But I try to get up around 6:30.
Nice.
I used to do a little reading. I would wake up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and read on my porch. It's like a really nice way to start the day. And then all of a sudden, Illinois was like, "Oh yeah, here's all of winter. Here's 15 degrees high. If you're lucky, you bitch."
Bro, I went from 70 and sunny and nice to yesterday, Sunday. When I went out, it was 14 degrees. Bro, come on.
Dude, when I'm out there,
give me a break.
Walking the dog, and that fucker is wanting to sniff around. He doesn't want to shit, and I got tears rolling down my face, and I'm like, you fuck, if you don't hurry up, I'm gonna leave you out here and I'm gonna go back inside and you're gonna fend for yourself. Like, I am cold. Hurry up.
All right, so do you guys want to do your Thanksgiving draft?
Let's jump into it, baby. Let's do it.
All right, and just so you guys know, this I will make a graphic and release it on Thanksgiving. So if you guys are interested, look us up on Instagram and TikTok. The handle is Family Based Pod. And as we do this, I'll make sure to enter in kind of the graphics step by step. So, but who goes first, though?
Jake goes.
I'll go first. Oh, Jake.
He's the youngest.
Jake, go first. Yeah, youngest first. All right. So how are we going to explain? So Jake suggested that we all start off. We all have turkey on our plate. Yeah. Right. So everybody gets turkey as a baseline. And then are we picking 3 sides and 1, or 4 sides and 1 dessert?
Let's just go 3. I think that's easier and we'll fight more, I think.
All right. So we're going to do 3 sides, 1 dessert. So Jake, your first side is what? You have a big serving of turkey on that plate. What's coming next?
I'm not a huge fan of turkey anyway, but it doesn't matter. I'm not looking to compliment the turkey right now. I'm just going for what I actually want to eat. And I'm not picking based on my diet, which is way strict. So I'm not going to be eating this a lot.
Yeah. I want fat guy Jake. I want fat guy Dallas.
I'm going perfect health. This is free. My first choice, I don't care, is rolls. Rolls.
Damn. That's a good pick.
Don't
bread, you're talking
care.
Buttered rolls. Buttered
rolls. Give me like 20. I don't care.
That was good. That was actually my second pick. That was my second pick, so that was good.
I could just eat rolls and not. It'd be good. So either way, I'll stick with that.
Jake just wants a big bread.
I mean,
no, he wants it in bite-sized forms, though. Bread. He wants bite-sized bread. Take a loaf of bread. Take an ice cream scoop. Yeah. Scoop.
Bro,
here's your ice cream ball.
Just give me a box of Hawaiian rolls. I will eat that so fast.
You'll go to town on Hawaiian rolls. I did like Hawaiian rolls. They feel like they came out of nowhere. They were just like in the middle of 2000. They were just like, here's sweet bread. Bam.
Bam.
It's delicious.
All right. So I'll take the second pick as the second youngest. And this is easy for me. Jake, I really thought you were going to go with this one. It's going to throw off my whole game plan. Mashed potatoes and gravy have to be.
No, you can't pick gravy with it. mashed potatoes. Gravy is a totally separate thing. You can't do it.
Gravy is not a totally separate thing. You don't get macaroni and not cheese, fucker. You don't get peanut butter and not jelly.
Part of the game.
You get potatoes and gravy, macaroni and cheese, peanut butter and jelly.
You can put the gravy
Jake
on
got
the turkey.
Bread and butter.
Nah,
I gave Jake bread and butter.
He just said bread. He said rolls. You said butter rolls.
I didn't say. It could be anything.
You gave him that butter. I'm taking your gravy.
No, how about that? It's fine.
If it works. Mashed potatoes.
How about gravy's fine. We'll go with that. That's fine.
Mashed potatoes.
Right. Yes.
Well, Benny, are you taking sweet mashed potatoes?
I am not. You can have those.
You can have them. Nah, I'm going green.
Yeah, why do they have
bean casserole, number one?
Wow.
Love it. I love the crispy.
So Hessu and I had our Thanksgiving today, actually, because she works on the actual holiday. So we cooked all the food. We did all the stuff. Green bean casserole was on the menu tonight. Good. It's very good.
Oh yeah.
Dang, I know my next one. Don't fuck me up.
All right, Jake, go ahead.
It's not gravy, Ben. It goes with the mashed potatoes. Oh gosh. Gosh. I did. Honestly, I don't know because
he just wants more rolls.
No,
whatever the allotted amount is, double it.
Dylon,
because he spits hot fire.
No, I'll be honest. Those the two you said are the two I would have picked. So, I'll just go mac and cheese.
Can't go wrong.
Solid pick. Well, no, according to Dallas's rules, you only get one of the other. So pick. Do you want the cheese or do you want the mac? Do you want the wet noodles or do you want the hot cheese?
Return of the mac, baby. All right, but do you want crispy on top of it? Like, do you want crispy like mac and cheese on top, or is it
do you like the crumble?
You like
no crumble
like
for
the
Jake.
Gooey mac and cheese?
You want box mac and cheese? You want Kraft?
You want Velveeta?
No.
Velveeta.
Give me that
Dude,
gourmet.
You know those people that think Velveeta is good shit?
Honestly, dude.
My daughter?
It can taste good, but it also wrecks my butt.
I believe
butt.
Any cheese can do that. I'm really bad with cheeses.
You say cheese as if it doesn't come out of a tinfoil fucking pouch, like a Capri Sun that you're just gooping cheese straight out of.
But we're being honest, like Kraft mac and cheese, that powdered cheese is delicious to me. So,
dude, I would do lines of the powdered cheese.
Awesome. I would do that right now with
okay.
Like that. It ain't easy being cheesy. The Cheeto, you crush a bunch of Flaming Hots and do lines. Okay, so with my second pick, since Jake, you stole bread and butter. I said bread and butter was going to be my second pick, so rolls fits into that. I will take stuffing as my next pick.
That was it.
Stuffing. I'm a big fan of stuffing. I prefer the best stuffing I ever had. One of the best stuffings I've had. My buddy Cody, his family invited me over to his house for Thanksgiving one year, and they did like a seafood stuffing, which was very nice.
Interesting.
Very nice. Yeah, they had like little shrimp and some crab, I believe, mixed in with the stuffing. It was very nice. So I'm just gonna take stuffing in general, but shout out Coco.
It's very interesting. I could.
Stuff.
I don't know. I've never had the seafood one, but I could go for that. I could try it. I love stuffing, man. That's
stuffing's good.
One of the best. Let's see. Number 2 in my draft pick. Damn. Now we are running low, man. Because I just normally eat like 4 of those motherfuckers on repeat.
It's just those 4 on the same page. All right, well, we can just wrap it up. Go for dessert next round.
I guess like
clearly running out of.
Right. I don't know.
What are you going with?
Staples, aren't they? I guess. Yeah, I don't know, man.
See, my family always did a ham.
I was thinking about ham, but I like ham.
Does
but
ham
I'm not
count?
huge on ham, you know?
Wow. See, I would prefer ham to turkey.
Really?
I'm a ham slug.
But,
so I have high blood
here's
pressure.
the thing. So I guess, like, if I have to, I'm going to go with, like, a cranberry, like, it's not the... I'm going to go, like, y'all can pick this one I'm about to dismiss, but the canned cranberry I'm not 100% about. I like the homemade cranberry sauce. It's got, like, shit.
So you want somebody, like, go grab actual cranberries and make a thing?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Nah, dude. Jake's going.
It makes the white meat go down a lot easier because you know that white meat be dry as fuck sometimes.
That's what the gravy's for. But you don't have gravy because I have gravy on my mashed potatoes.
Which is why I was like,
your meal's dry as shit. Your meal's dry as shit. Both of you. No gravy. None of you.
Both of them from you.
You're taking. You can dump cranberry sauce all over your green bean casserole like a bunch of savage shit.
Wait, we have one more pick, or we have 3 picks, right?
I guess we're running out. We're running out of food.
No.
Dallas, you want to take the sweet potato? I know you do.
I want sweet potato. I love the sweet tots, man.
With the marshmallows?
I don't care. Bring them all. Cinnamon, brown sugar. If you want to throw some marshmallows, it's cool.
Are we doing the third pick?
Yeah, let's go third pick, Jake. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to go... Oh my gosh, I just had it. I'm just going to go strike corn.
Fucker. That was my next pick.
You mix it in the potatoes, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. No, Dan does. That was Dan's big thing. He would mix the potatoes and the corn all together.
Delicious, dude.
And then put gravy on
it. And you put that on a roll?
Yeah. A little sandwich.
Sandwich at that point. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My last pick in the Thanksgiving food draft. I'm trying to think. Babe, what's something you guys eat on Thanksgiving that's not traditional? That's good. Kimchi.
Love kimchi.
I'm taking kimchi. It's not a traditional Thanksgiving food, but it's a Korean Thanksgiving.
Is it real? Is that really?
Oh,
I mean,
they don't eat it, so I just made that up. I will pick.
I was like, there's no way.
Bratwurst.
Yeah, you got to help that little blue guy. I will take. I'm gonna go Brussels sprouts as my vegetable. I like Brussels sprouts. I was gonna go with corn.
Corn.
Give me Brussels sprouts. It's corn.
Brussels sprouts are delicious.
They are underrated veggie.
Yes.
Dal, you going sweet potatoes to round it out?
100%. All sweet.
I should have went sweet potatoes just to fuck with you.
Do you guys like sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie?
No.
Neither of them.
Why do I want to eat that? It's just mush. It looks like
Have
baby
you tried
shit.
it though? You hadn't even tried it, I bet.
No.
Yeah, I knew it.
No, I haven't. I haven't. It looks like baby shit.
Do you guys like pecan pie?
It's pecan.
No, it's not almond. You're a liar.
And pecan.
Oh my gosh.
It's pecan. Pecan bin.
Pecan
pie.
All the pecan sandies.
What's a pecan sandy?
It's a cookie.
I don't like.
Roger talks about it in American Dad, like the very first episode.
Oh, nice. Roger.
Yeah.
I like Roger.
You ate all the pecan sandies.
Are we done with sides?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go to dessert. What's your go-to Thanksgiving dessert? And we can also talk about how Thanksgiving is just ruling the holiday meal, right? Like Easter is a very distant second for me, but Thanksgiving is like number one. You know how like Christmas music is a thing? Like Thanksgiving dinner is on par with Christmas music as like its own singular event in like bam. Because we don't really have music on any really other holiday.
That's not true.
You know, you get some traditional USA like for the 4th of July.
I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, boo.
Or some Toby Keith.
Dallas wakes up and does the Pledge of Allegiance every day.
You unpatriotic swine. Fucking commies.
Your pinko commie mother.
Snowflake.
All right, so do our Thanksgiving desserts have to be like traditional desserts?
Yes, you can't pick tiramisu. The shit don't count. Put it back on the deck, Benny.
Yeah. Sorry, shucks.
Any dessert.
No, I don't get to have my tiramisu. Can I get a push pop? A Fred Flintstone push pop? I used to fuck with those a lot.
What's that smell? My ass.
That's the smell of the All right. What do you, Jake? What's your pick?
If I have to go like kind of Thanksgiving like only,
Oreos.
No.
More rolls.
No.
Cinnamon rolls.
Yes, cinnamon rolls. I smell cinnamon rolls.
All right. All right. But seriously, if I could...
He's like, I just have a bowl of cereal.
Oh,
Cinnamon Toast
Crunch. Dude, when you said that, I swear I pictured buttered rolls with cinnamon on them and milk poured in. I was like, that's a big tub.
That would be so gross. It'd be so soggy and heavy. Fucking water bread. Ugh, heavy watery bread.
Dude, no lie though. I used to dunk my PB&J in milk. Fantastic. If you guys knew it.
That is
it's amazing.
No. We can talk about peanut butter and jellies later, but they're probably the best sandwich. One of them.
All right, Jake, back to it.
All right.
We gave you extra time.
I really have no idea because I would never pick Thanksgiving dessert. I would just go pumpkin pie because I know it.
If you don't like it, don't even pick it. Your holiday is.
But do you actually?
I wish I didn't. I genuinely would have picked apple pie or cheesecake for any holiday.
You could pick.
But
you can go with those. I would have said apple pie. So that's
apple pie for sure.
Okay. Do you like an a la mode? Do you like some cheese on it? What do you do?
Who the fuck
does that? People do that.
Whites,
yeah, people do.
But like they're like whites in the Northeast. I heard like Boston whites.
All right, so I like it. I mean, ice cream is okay, but just plain like
is the pie hot?
Apple pie's good,
or is it cold?
Why would it be cold?
Not cold. I mean, shit, man.
You never bought like store bought pie,
Square?
like jewel pie.
You would heat it up.
Oh no, I would just eat it straight out of the tin. So at my bachelor party, they bought a pie, and Dan just fucking took it, forked in dead center, and just ate it outwards, like ate it center out, like some side of fucking savage.
Some Jeffrey Dahmer stuff.
Yeah. All right, so my dessert. We're gonna go with. We're gonna go Snickers pie.
Take your ass back to the starting line and rethink your fucking answer because that doesn't.
Have you never had a Snickers pie?
No, I'm sure it's delicious, but that's not a Thanksgiving dessert.
Oh, why is it not? I ate it on Thanksgiving.
Meringue.
I ate it on Thanksgiving.
I'm tired of your tomfoolery, Benny.
Fine. If I have to pick some bullshit like that, I'll take a single scoop of vanilla ice cream. Some ass thing, some ridiculous dessert that I wouldn't want that would give me the poops anyway. So I'll semi-melted frothy bowl of vanilla ice cream from a tub of Walmart brand bullshit.
I see you doing that though, just letting it become a milkshake.
Yeah, just like a frothy bowl. How about you? What do you got next? Sweet potato? You bitch.
Just the sweet potato, actually.
I should just fucking pile drive my PS5 controller over there.
Upset. Now she gets it. We spent decades doing that. Can't really judge.
Well, the Slytherin Lego just tried to fuck with Hagrid, and Hagrid ain't having it.
The Slytherin Lego. Fucking Slytherins.
Yeah, what house do you think you'd be in Harry Potter? We can answer that after.
I would go with pecan pie right now. Pecan pie.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever had pecan pie. Like I've sat and had a slice of pecan pie.
It's good. It's just like, it's almost 90% just fucking sugar and like molasses. It's just.
Well, I mean, all pie is 90% sugar unless it has egg in it, and then it's just a quiche.
Well, I genuinely do like pumpkin pie though, so like I would be good with that. But I was just trying to change it up.
Okay. Pumpkin pie. I don't know. I don't. Do you guys go full in on like pumpkin spice lattes and shit?
I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't
like the
I don't
full.
do it a bunch. I'll do like one.
So you know how pumpkin just became like, oh, we're gonna have pumpkin spice flavored
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They have like Pop-Tarts, coffee, fucking Oreos.
It's all like
everything under the sun.
White women, dude. No.
Yeah.
Drive the household. Apparently.
Goddamn.
Anyway, so I'll make sure to put up the graphic and we'll see who
goddamn
wins
white
this. Women. Yeah, that's a quote of the episode. Of the retitled the episode that. All right. So Ben, you asked that question very quick at the end. What house would you be in?
Yeah, what house do you think you'd be in? Now, I know the least about Harry Potter probably amongst you. I've seen the movies one time each, all the way through. The very first one at Glenwood Theater when it came out. So that's how long that was. And then I never cared to see any of the other ones, and I never read the books. So recently, because my wife does love them, I watched the movies a couple of years ago, and they were good, better than I thought they were. I don't know what took me 20 years to get around to it, but
yeah.
So me personally, I think I would pick Slytherin just because I was kind of a dick back in the day when I was that age. What about you guys? Don't pick Gryffindor because that's lame.
No, no, it's not because all right, so my wife is a fan is the fact we have not watched it this year, all of them, has made her upset, and she's vocalized that with me. And she's gonna read the books to Eden when she's older and all that. So no, I would say Gryffindor because I do, unfortunately know about the houses and the traits, and I would say Gryffindor, but possibly Slytherin if I was younger. But I'd say Gryffindor.
Yeah, you look like a Hufflepuff.
This
you give me
is so
Hufflepuff.
This is such a millennial conversation.
And what was the fourth? What was the Crips? What was the fourth house?
That's what it is.
Bloods.
The Bloods, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's the Bloods and then Gryffindor. I would take the Bloods because they have actual guns. So,
yeah.
Would a gun or a wand be a better weapon? Like, who would win? Those 4 wizards or 4 Navy SEALs? You know that show Deadliest Warrior? They need to make a comeback with unrealistic shit. Like, who would win? A werewolf or 3 Frankensteins? Let's see.
Dude.
It would be the 3 Frankensteins. They'd fuck them up.
No. Herschel Walker. Cue him. Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're about to get into that right now at this time.
All right.
I
need to run, Will. Sorry.
I think we're wrapping up. So.
Yeah, I think that's it. So this is going to be episode 51 of the Family Based Pod. My name is Jake.
My name is Butts Seymour.
My name is Jim Uncle.
Wow. All right. Again, every ending. It always ends in something. All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the holiday tomorrow. Enjoy that. And we'll see you guys
tomorrow.
Soon.
Enjoy it.
Bye.
I'm Eden. Thanks for watching this episode of my dad's podcast. Check out the links in the description to follow the podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and the other social media. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell to let you know when there's a new episode. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye.